Like, so that's the reason why I say Mihawk was so much more cooler in the anime. When everybody was fighting, suddenly peace and quiet. Everybody stopped. A throne just suddenly floats in. You know, a throne just floats in. Everybody was just like, oh my gosh, that's Mihawk. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Welcome to our coffee shop. I'm your host, Vijay, and welcome to another episode of the KopiBros show presented by the Chit Podcast Network. Now, for those of you that are tuning in via YouTube, any sort of podcasting platform, hi again. Thank you so much for giving us a try, for giving us a listen. We're just a Singaporean duo that just finished watching
One Piece! Nakama! You're my Nakama! Nakama!
I don't watch the show, I don't watch the anime, but
Gomu no!
what does all this mean? Alright, once again, I'm joined by my KopiBro and avid One Piece fan, Mr. Brandley. Brandon, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Great. Finally, they did One Piece, but like I said, mixed feelings.
Oh, okay, so straight from the top, you got some mixed feelings lah.
Yeah, really very big mixed feelings.
Oh! Okay. I also have mixed feelings about the show. And if you're like watching this and you see the thumbnail, right, you know that for this 6th episode, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be reviewing the One Piece Netflix live action series. We're not going to be doing the anime series because from what I understand, there's like, 1,000 or something like that, right?
It's 1,000 and I think 55 episodes ago. It started when I was only like 5 or 4 years old.
Wow,
there we go.
That long?
Yeah, it's been that long. It used to be on Kids Central, bro. One Piece, One Piece used to be on Kids Central.
Oh, I did not know that. I thought it was like maybe when we were teenagers it came out. That sort of like
no. Wow.
Oh wow. So it's like a really long lasting anime from like what? How did you get into it? Like how come is it our generation is like into it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think roughly our generation, like, I started watching One Piece maybe bits and pieces in like when primary school, like 8-9 years old. It's on Kids Central. I watch it when I can. Okay. But then after that, only in secondary school, and then I became an avid fan. Like that's when you start to understand things, Then honestly, it's one of the it was the shonen it was a shonen weekly. So it basically means that it's the big three. It's One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto. These were the big three. Like the one that like overwhelmed like the entire anime like industry. It's like the like no other anime could compare with these three. So everybody was looking for it. This is how everybody started talking about it. Then it's like, oh my gosh, she's so familiar. Then after that's where you start watching the first few episodes. Then after that, I always tell my friends, it's like the moment you watch the first 25 episodes, maybe now 40, but last time was 25 episodes. You cannot stop really.
Oh really?
Really. And I told that to one of my closest friends in poly, right? He didn't start. So one holiday, right? Poly holiday, then it was like 2 weeks. He stayed over my house, right? All we did was watch One Piece and eat KFC. Like literally every day we watched like like hundreds of episodes in a day, right? And order KFC for like dinner and lunch. Porridge for lunch and KFC for dinner. Then every day we do it until like within 2 weeks it caught up to like 800 episodes. I think that was 800 episodes. Yeah, bro. It took like 1.5 weeks. Amanda, my wife, I told her, just try. Trust me. She started, I think, once she reached episode 40, right, wherever she go, whether she was in church, whether she was in, like, she go to the toilet, after church, she would, like, sit down there with her phone, or, like, it could be we're outside, like, we're all, like, playing pool, go for a pool outing. She also watching One Piece. She couldn't stop.
Yeah, I was just going to say that you and your friend watch One Piece while eating 2-piece chicken.
Yeah. The thing is, That's why in the end we became 3-piece. We can't afford 3-piece chicken, so we got the 2-piece to and add in our own 1-piece.
Yeah, really very
Dead jokes.
yeah, really that jokes. So from what I understand now, right, the anime is still ongoing, is it?
Yes. It's honestly, they picked such a great time to come out with the series. I said the live action is because right now, right, it's like the peak, the peak of like One Piece, the anime.
Climax, okay.
Like
Is it-
one
is-
of the climax. Yeah.
Okay. Is it like ever going to, how to say,
And
end? Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, or is it like, it's just like...
they are 3/4 ways done.
Wow, for it's like 20 years and it's 3/4 years.
Yeah. I think they still got another 2 to 5 years. 2 to 5 years, yeah. 2 to 5 years about there. So that's the thing. That's one.
The Game of Thrones writer was slow, yeah.
No, trust me. Honestly, the writer's not slow. It's just that the story is just the world, and the story is too long. Like and the writer has such great plans for and the way they link from the very start to the end, right? Oda is like it's a legend.
We said this just now. What we're going to do is actually we're just going to review specifically the live action one. But I think it's a good sort of interesting concept that we're going to be doing for this episode, the review, considering the fact that I am someone that is really I have no baggage going, or I have no knowledge of One Piece or ever going into this like review lah. I just know that it's a global phenomenon like One Piece. And it's also interesting to get your point of view and your perspective because you are an avid One Piece like follower lah. It's going to be interesting. I think we get to see 2 different points of views. But before we start off, I just want to like talk about the success of the show so far. If you watch the show on Netflix, you'll read that it has blown every sort of like Netflix blockbuster series. So it's now the most watched show and most debut shows ever since like Wednesday or like Squid Game or what's that, Stranger Things, right? So this now One Piece is like their new like number one blockbuster thing lah. So when you watch it, do you feel that it deserves to be like the number 1 blockbuster in comparison to other things?
I felt like honestly, they're feeding a lot into nostalgia lah.
Oh,
like really,
okay.
yeah. Like the moment people hear One Piece, it's just, oh my gosh, I want to really see how this compares to my original. And it's also great. It's just that I feel that it is a good thing that they started now instead of earlier. Is because like if you compare in 1999, right? I think that's when the show first started. 1999, right? The animations, like the first few, this is because the story now is based on the first like I think 30 episodes. You go back and watch the series now, right? I told my friends like whenever they want to start now, honestly it's a struggle because the animation just
it's bad now lah.
It's bad now. But the thing is because the live action is like they get to do like what like really visually appealing.
Make it good lah.
Yeah, correct.
Visually stunning and stuff like that. Okay. We're gonna now sort of like dive into the episode review. Oh, I want to tell you this story first before we before we go into this review, right? So at my work, right, across from my table, there's this friend that I have, right? Her name is Erica. So she's also a very big like One Piece fan. Okay, she has this action figure that she puts on her table of this guy named, he's not in the show yet.
Trafalgar Law.
No. He's like Law.
Trafalgar Law.
Yeah, Trafalgar Law. Okay. So this Trafalgar Law. So she put this on the table, right? And it's quite obvious because no one else in the office has a like action figure or whatever. Yeah. So the other day, right, my like one of the superiors went up to her and was like, what is this? And she was like, oh, One Piece. This is a One Piece. And like, One Piece of what? I was like,
One piece of what? One piece of toy.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
Not wrong. So yeah, had me dying. Yeah, shout out Erica. Okay. So with that, right, we're gonna dive into the review and let's dive into the world of One Piece.
One Piece. Arg.
All right. So now, as we're gonna review this show, we will be taking turns to review. So there'll be 5 main discussion headers that we're going to be having. So I wrote them down. First off will be the world building. Next up will be the actors and their performances. Next up will be the plot. And then the format and then future expectations, and then we'll give our final grade for the show lah. We'll take turns to review because I think it's good for us to have different perspectives, and then I will give my opinion first because I'm going in fresh, and then maybe from after that I'll ask you whether is it you agree or you disagree or whatever lah. Okay. First off, right, the number one thing I think is the world building, right? From my perspective and my honest take, after watching the first 8 episodes, I think that this is the best part of the show. Yeah, okay. So, in my opinion, the hardest part of building a show, right, especially if they have to do something from scratch, is that it's very hard to create a world that is like believable and then it's self-absorbed because they have to normalize a lot of behaviors inside the world. You get what I mean, right? They have to like show like, okay, like we have snails for telephones, or like we have like Bluetooth snail or like a normal world conceptualized in this sort of environment. And then I think graphically they did very well. I can tell that the people that ran this show, right, in terms of set designs, the boats, like the cities and stuff like that, right, they paid a lot of attention to detail. So from your perspective, is this the same for you?
It's the same for me. It's one of the things that honestly, right, for this live action, right, the one thing that I loved the most, right, was the world building and like the attention to details, to the decorate, like to the sets. Because honestly, cause I explained, the starting part of the episodes, right, well, the animation is very bad. So it's like, as a kid, right, this was what I envisioned. Like, you know, in the
your
past,
own brain, right?
In your own brain, because your imagination, like in real life, what would it look like? Because in the past, somewhere in the past, it was very like, you know, the animation was bad. So it's like it's a very cartoonish. So it's like you have to use your own imagination to like figure out what is it like in real life. But then now it's like to see it come alive. You just like. It was really very amazing. It's nostalgic. It's like it really, certain parts, like I was like, I had to pause the thing to like, what I was like, to make myself go like, wow.
One thing also I would say, right, in terms of the set design, not only is it good by like comparison standard, I just feel like in terms of visual effects, it's very good, well done. Yeah, like it's top quality like visual effects. And then I also went to go and see the behind the scenes stuff, right? It's like a lot of it is really like handmade sets, or do you know what I mean? Like, is that
they had to spend a lot of time making a set because it's like there isn't any other set like this, because like, and it's really meant for this world.
Every single like frame of this show, right, when I was looking at this thing, it's like, what, the amount of effort that they put to build this whole dog set. It looks so real. And the level of detailing is like really like, wow. I was very amazed.
That's the one where they met Usopp, right? The one where they're trying to find this. I think it's called I can't remember the city name. That's bad.
Hey, it's supposed to be the One Piece. Yeah,
bro, you know the amount of cities that they visited from like episode 1 to
I'm sure. But like also I think on top of that, not just like the live action sets, right? I also think like the after effects, visual effects, also like the stuff that they did also is very well done. Like, so for instance, like the wanted signs and stuff like that where they put.
Oh yes. Yeah. That's one thing I love about the and honestly, as growing up, right, the parts where you like the most, right, is when they show the wanted posters. Then you like, because that's a gauge of how
menacing this person is.
How many? Because menacing or good, like powerful they are. It's like a power level. Because like you see, Luffy got a bounty. He's not menacing, but he's strong. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he took down. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the reason why, right? In the past, right, is in the anime, right, it's always the bounty will fly. The bounty
will float, right?
Will float. Then after it will hit the screen. But now it's like it's so cool to that they show it first, right? Then after they it's highlighted.
Yeah. Then the money.
Yeah. Then they will either tear away the screen, or like the character itself will like move and like destroy the bounty page, which is so cool. Yeah.
It's really very cool. And on top of that, like after effects, like, okay, there are some stuff that is CG, right? It's like clearly, of course, there's no sea monster or whatever in real life that they can make a real one, right?
Yes.
It looks really good, leh.
Like, honestly, the sea king, they call it because the sea monsters in the sea, right? They are called sea kings, right? The sea kings, it was done so well. And the fish, I think the fishman could be improved on. Like, I felt like it's because they could have been bigger. Because in the show, right, they are a lot more like dominating in like size. But
Okay.
over here, yeah, it wasn't. You know, it's like in this one, it's like they weren't that dominating. Like they weren't that overwhelming. The only thing that I felt like they didn't get into that much, right, is because honestly, you know that just for discussion's sake, right, the One Piece world is quite confusing. It's not say confusing, it's like there's literally like a 30 minutes video, right, of like how they explain the geography of One Piece, of like why you need to go through the grand how you need to go through the Grand Line, and why it's like yeah. So it's like I felt like that part wasn't explained much well, and like they could have explained it better. And I felt slightly more a bit disappointing is the first part where it's the Go Roger. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That said, I felt like it wasn't as impressive as I envisioned it to be.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Only
maybe because only that set, because the thing is in the anime, right, the scale they do it on, right, and they focus on is that it's like the whole world is watching this person, and like it's like overwhelming, like everywhere there's people, and like, but of course, like honestly the building set was quite. I felt like they put a lot more into the attention to the buildings rather than like the entire size of it. Maybe because like I said, maybe they cannot fit the entire the size. When Goldie Roger started he was the one that started the pirate era. So that's what they were trying to go. That's what they're trying to imply with what they're saying. It's just that he 22 years ago, after Goldie Roger said this, then after that, like the pirate era started. But literally in anime, it says those words, like because of him the pirate era started. Then after that, like he started a new era of pirate. But it wasn't very clear in this.
Okay, I think in terms of like the set designs, overall our impressions is that it's very well done, lah.
Yeah, I think 9 out of 10. Honestly, visual effects 9 out of 10. My only comment, right, is for the powers. That
okay.
Yes. And that's one thing that I felt could have been done better. Like honestly, I felt like they put a lot of focus on Luffy, which is of course it's the truth. Like you have to focus on Luffy because he's a main
character.
He's the main character. Like he's the main star. Like, and his powers are cool. Like like the Gomu Gomu no, the stretch to be able to stretch the CGI. That is very attention to details. But everyone else, right, has a power. Like, and even Garp himself, right, like when he chose the cannonball, right, with his bare hands, right, like I felt the CGI, and there wasn't much attention to that, lah. Like it was just briefly skipped. Like now
that you say Luffy, right, I think you can sort of like transition over to the actors and the performances. I'm just gonna give my opinion first, right? Because when I'm watching this show, I keep telling myself in mind, right, that this is based off an anime. I keep reminding myself that it is based off anime. So I have to understand, right, that the performances, they're going to be a bit goofy or they're going to be a bit ridiculous, lah. There's a reason why that so many animals have failed to transition over to live action because of because when you do it in live action, right, it's like it can come off a bit like clownish or a bit like stupid. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas in comics, it's like or in animated form, right, it's like it's like it's cute lah, or like there's certain behaviors that they do or mannerisms. In terms of the acting, I genuinely felt that everyone put in like 100% effort to their role lah. I felt this. They were given the direction. I think is like we are gonna stay true to how the comic characters behave. So I'm assuming that that's the direction that they give lah. So like for instance, like Luffy, right, he's meant to be like some at times a bumbling idiot or like a lovable idiot lah. I would say specifically for him, right, this is the lead actor who's Inaki Godoy. I thought he was very good as the main character lah, very charismatic and charming.
First impression, I thought that nobody could play Luffy. I thought, but then he proved me wrong a bit. That's why I said starting wise, I felt like, oh wow, actually he plays it quite well. Because he's really a bumbling idiot. It's just that certain parts is a bit. I can tell he's slightly awkward. I can tell he's really trying to push himself to be really like a bit more dumb to be like Luffy, which is it's hard lah. Because it's hard. Because Luffy really in the anime at the start, right, is really like a dumb, like really like a dumb
lovable idiot.
Like lovable idiot is he's really literally the worst of the story is which is really a lovable idiot that like pulls people together by being like just naively being himself, being lovable and being dumb, being not thinking about the consequences, but trying to do the best for people around him. That's him.
He's not really a good pirate either. He doesn't understand
he doesn't understand what a pirate is actually supposed to do.
Supposed to raid villagers, supposed to pillage. Supposed to I'm gonna buy this boat. It doesn't work like that. That's not what a pirate does.
But the one thing that I felt like he could have improved on, and I feel like he should improve on, is and this is one part about people, the reason why people love Luffy, right? It's just that when people step on something that he loves, right? And then this is the reason why in the Nakama word, right? In whoever watched, whether maybe the manga or the anime, right? The Nakama word is always the word that people always remembers in Luffy, in One Piece, is because they always shout my Nakama, and Luffy always says Nakama. It's because it means family. It was the hook, right? Honestly, a lot of my friends, right, like when the first time when they really fall in love with One Piece, right, was. Which they honestly, I'm surprised that they managed to reach it in the series. But then after I realized it's because they really rushed through it, and then like in the end they really reached it. But someone hurt his crewmate Nami. It's a scene where Nami was very hurt. Yeah. So the scene in anime is the same. Like so the scene is basically you would watch it. So she's hurting herself. She's trying to remove the tattoo off her body. I felt like they skimmed through all this, right? And for example, you won't be able to appreciate the feelings and the amount of like feels when it hits you. So the tattoo, right? And like I said, people who watch the original One Piece would know when watching the live action, right, what they were trying to do. But it felt very like, imagine if I don't know, I wouldn't know this. So it's like the tattoo is basically the Along pirate tattoo. Nice to remove the tattoo because she doesn't want to be part of the crew at all. Don't want to be like, she can't understand how could this thing be on her body. So she keeps stabbing. Then after that, Luffy stopped her, right? So then after that part, right, where then after she asked her in the series is also the same. Like Nami like asking to go away, throw things at him, please leave me alone. Then after that, when he puts the head on her, right, then after that his face, right, wow. In the anime, right, you can tell it's full of like he's like the line in his mind is snapped already. He's crazy angry. It's like there's in the anime, right, he's bottling out so much anger, right, so because they touched something, they made somebody he loved cry. This is the point of time that I fell in love with this show. But I felt like, oh wow, like it was such
he could have done better, and maybe the direction could have been better lah.
Yes. I felt like both
the way that's filmed or the way that is like.
I think Nami at that point was kind of okay, but I felt like for him, but because the thing is, if he wants to continue to become to be a good Luffy, and he's quite a good Luffy now, is he? Honestly, like the way he acts, the way he jumps around, like the impression he gives, he looks like a very lovable character as well. So So the only thing I felt like that's why I said the one thing that he can improve on is the swagness, the appeal where when it's the same thing. It's like everybody loves a bumbling idiot, but the moment like shit hits the fan when the idiot gets angry because like you step on something, you went too far.
Yeah, for this actor Inaki Godoy, right? Take this one piece of advice.
One piece of advice
from our superfan Brandon here. Okay, so like Luffy, he carries quite a lot of it, but I think also like the rest of the pirate crew, they're also quite important to the show.
Oh yes.
Okay, I'm just watching from it. I'm assuming like the main, like Zoro and Nami, they are like the main two in the anime also lah. Like they are his like best friends, or like his like number one, number two lah.
I mean, I tell you in the crew, right? So there's a strong tree and the weak tree. Yeah. The strong tree basically means that these three are the ones that always have to fight the strongest people in the other crews or like everyone. Then the weak tree just fights like random things like oh, we need to stop the water. Like that kind of nonsense, because like they have a lot of they have a lot of other roles. Yeah. So for example, Nami is a navigator, so her main role is to direct the ship. So she's not supposed to be that strong. But so she's one of the weak three lah. Yeah. I'm
just gonna assume here that the casting, especially like Zoro and Nami, right, they were well done. Oh, okay.
Ooh, I think Nami was very well done. Like honestly,
Okay.
I find it like it was very hard for someone to play Nami, and this actress really did quite a good job. But I thought that she would be a bit more Asian, but it's fine. But honestly, it's fine. With Emily Root played I felt like she played a very good job because like
I thought she played very well. Like she acted well, like given the
No.
source material. that she's
I
been-
honestly I felt like overall right across the board right in the main crew right she was the best actress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's the best actress.
Because she has to portray the most feelings, like
Yes.
like during these periods yeah, and that's the reason why I felt like some other parts of the what right it was a bit of a letdown.
Okay.
Like for example Zoro right where so honestly Nami right first impression maybe like 7 out of 10. After watching the whole show I think it's like a 8 out of 10. Like she really is good. Yeah. Zoro first impression when she first came on screen right I was like damn, like 9 out of 10. I was like wow, this guy is he looks exactly like Zoro. How I envision Zoro, the way he uses a sword, I was just like, damn, this badass guy is my Zoro. Like how I envision Zoro. But then moving on, right? I said that's why I say it's not fair. It's because like I guess like it's either or because they choose someone that can look so much like Zoro with a bit of like sword skills like Zoro. The acting wise, right, I felt was a very big disappointment. Very big disappointment to me. Yeah.
Okay. So now that you say that, right? Because I went into this thing like I already said before this, right?
Yeah.
I told myself that they are basing this off the anime. So when he gives sort of like very deadpan responses or right, I'm assuming that that's how the character was written in the anime, lah.
Correct.
Yeah. So you're saying that it's not or what?
No,
Or-
I'm saying that he is deadpan. A lot of his reactions are very deadpan, like very cool guy, like you're very stupid. But the thing is, there are moments where his like emotions overflow and like his loyalty overflows and like it hit and then that's the reason why it hits you a lot harder because you know that this person is a very deadpan person. This person is the cool guy in the crew, but this person is like no that and you know that when this person is so emotional, right? This is something super important to like
to him. There's a lot of things in terms of like plot that I feel around him doesn't work. But I want to go into that later into the pacing
the
part.
plot.
Yeah. In the pacing part lah. Yeah. So I think just on performance itself, you feel that is. Do you feel that he's not a good actor?
6 out of 10.
Okay. Do you feel that it's because he's not a good actor or it's because of the direction?
I felt it's a bit of both. I felt like he because I said he suits the role too much. Like like maybe they got something the look, the stance, the action. So probably they cut back a bit on like the emotional acting vibe, the vibe lah. Yeah.
Okay. Before we know that, what about the rest of the pirate crew? Do you feel that?
Oh yeah. So let me briefly go through my rating for the shows. Okay. So honestly after Nami, right? So honestly the first person I thought was like 7 out of 10 at first become 8 out of 10 for is Nami, right? The person that I thought was like 8 out of 10 and then after that became 9 out of 10, right? Was Sanji.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And Sanji, he is that cool. And they made him a lot cooler. They made him a lot cooler in the series, and I really and a lot of people really wanted him to be a lot cooler in the series as well as like in real life in the show as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Because in the show he's also supposed to be a ladies' man, and it's also very fun to see because you can see the onsets, the starting part of like him arguing because he always argues with Zoro. And that's the funniest parts of the shows. Yeah. Wherever Sanji sees a girl in the anime, right, they will draw a heart-shaped eyes, right? Then he always goes, Nami Swan! yeah. So he always add like, because it's supposed to be Nami, like, Chan or, So, but then he changed the thing to like, Swan, because you're a swan. So it's like, Nami Swan. yeah. So other than that, the other main crew probably would be Usopp. And I, like, honestly, he is not bad.
It's very different from the anime, right?
Very, very different.
Because the Usopp in the anime, he's a bit. I know that he was created based off similar to Pinocchio, right?
Correct. And he's one of the most unlikable characters. Like all my friends who watch the show, right? They told me that they wish Usopp would just die. They keep saying that. Even when I watch the show, I a lot of time I wish they would just kill off Usopp.
Yeah. Okay. Because when I was watching the show, I was like, oh, this is a nice, likable character. Then when I went to go and search how he looks like in the anime, I was like, this does not look anything
I
like.
think I also correct.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
like I said, I felt like they differ a bit from the show, but like he played his like the direction that the show wanted to go, right? He played it very well.
Now besides the pirate crew, right? The next up, I think, is the villains and the
Oh yes.
other characters.
And the other
like,
other stuff, yeah, the other craft.
I would say like based on first impressions, the clown is Buggy, right?
Buggy the Clown, yes.
Yeah. I thought the actor played that role very well. Like
Super well. Honestly,
Yeah.
I felt like if you have to give me the rating for like who played the best role in the show, right? Buggy the Clown wins number one. Starting part a bit evil, but then after it become a bit loserish. Then after that it's become quite funny. Then after that, but it still end of the day tries to be best to be evil. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like menacing at first, but then after you realize that he's actually like he's like the lowest part of the totem pole. But like
Correct.
Buggy was definitely a standout. For me, right, just looking at it, I think I'm just gonna assume that this character is like a fan favorite is the Mihawk.
Oh, he is. I thought
I'm just assuming that it's like everyone thinks he's like a cool ass character, or like a lot of people have his action figure. Yeah, I'm assuming.
He's the best swordsman in the world, and that's the reason why Zoro Zoro really idolized him from the very young age and always wants to win him because he needs to win him to become the best swordsman in the world.
Yeah, to be the best. Correct.
Yeah. So the only thing is, like, honestly, I felt like he played a very good job as well. Like, honestly, if I had to give a rating overall, it's like 7, maybe like 7 out of 10. Yeah. Because other than the fact that he's one of the ones that I said that for CGI, right, his sword skills, right, are like when he slash, right, there's literally a sword beam that like slash through things. But you can tell like that's what they're trying to be more realistic. So when he slash, right, you see that's why there's one slash that he slashed, then the boat like split into two. But and the thing is, I felt like they should have done one thing. It's just that, do you know that the boat he rides on, right, it's not a boat in the anime. It's literally a cross, right, with a throne in the middle. So he floats around the sea with just he literally just floats around the sea with just a throne and like a throne shape, like really a throne shaped chair with and then like like his cross sword in the behind him.
Alright, so besides Mihawk, is there any other like standout villains that you thought like they did very well?
I thought Alvida, the very first villain, she did relatively well. Like I said, like, the one reason I felt like she did well for the plot direction that they were going to. But I felt like in the anime, it diverts a bit lah. Yeah.
There's one more villain, right? What's the character's name? The claws.
Oh, Captain Kuro.
Kuro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I cannot keep up with the names yet. I'm not. Yeah.
Captain Kuro.
So, do you think that
he always does this? It was done relatively well. I felt like they got a very good actor for him. But like I said, I really felt like I don't know why lah. Like I felt like end of the day, all of it. I felt like the reason why Buggy had the time to show was so likable is because he had time to be the villain.
Okay, yeah. They dedicated like an episode to him lah.
Episode to him, yeah, correct. Whereas the rest is just like you see the person for like maybe the half the episode, then after it's over. Then you're just like, oh my gosh, this in the anime, this is like a 20 episodes up. Okay,
but besides that, any other standout characters you feel was like good or anything like that? Like before we move on to the
I had mixed feelings about Gup. Gup is like they brought him in very early.
Oh, okay.
In the original comics, he wasn't even here all the way until much later.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
They diverted the story, yeah. So he wasn't here. So that's the reason why I don't know why they brought him in so early. Whereas, yeah, because it was like let me give you the true blue honesty, right? When Gup came in, right, it was the funniest thing ever. I laughed until I almost cried. Yeah. Because at that point of time, Luffy was really like a very infamous pirate already.
Oh, okay.
Then suddenly, like the Vice Admiral came in, and the Vice Admiral Gup is like one of the most famous Vice Admiral, like Marine. Like he's someone who was involved taking down the Pirate King. So that's how powerful he was. So then after that, like when just a slight spoiler for the anime lah. So that's why I say it's so funny. It's because when the Garp came into the Luffy's house, right, they just took down another huge pirate lah. So like Luffy just like won another big battle. Then Garp came in there, and was just like, oh my gosh! Then everybody in the team was like, panicking, oh my gosh, the marine got Luffy. Then after that, it's like then Luffy was like, everybody back away. This person's crazy. This person tried to kill me so many times. He's my grandfather. They were just like, it was so funny. Yeah. Because while beating, but in the last year, maybe it's hard to do in the real life. Because in the anime, right, when Garp caught him, right, then they were shouting, everybody, say, run away. Then after he punched him, right. Then after they both fell asleep.
Oh,
yeah. While holding each other, they were like.
So those are mainly the characters. I think another thing also we have to point out is the action. I think action overall fight choreography is very well done. All the sword sequences. How they integrate like different people's powers, like Luffy's his powers and stuff like that. I thought it was like that. In the fight sequences also very. It's not just like how to say it's like a choreographed well. So it's like their short distance he also will stretch a bit. Like it's not like he just like stretch all the way and stuff like that lah.
Correct.
Yeah, and then I think they showcase everyone's sort of fighting abilities quite well. So they see like okay, Nami fights this style, and then Zoro fights this certain way lah. However, yeah. Yeah, and then the Mihawk fight with Zoro was quite badass lah. It was like really
Yeah,
it's really it's very well done lah. Comparing it to the anime, do you find that the fight scenes were good or like?
I felt like they did the best they could.
Okay.
Because I felt like it's very hard. Yeah, because for live action, because there were a lot of parts of a lot of points right where you don't get to see how powerful they are.
Yeah, okay.
Because they had to make it too realistic. Because like, for example, there are Luffy and Zoro right are a lot more dominating in a fight right compared to Nami. But over here, in the live action, it feels like everybody's doing their part. Yeah, it feels very balanced. But in the live action, right, like Luffy himself, like in Alvida, even on the Alvida ship, one person did a whip, right, and he like took down like 10 people and kicked off the ship already. But like I said, they didn't do that. So it's like very different.
Now let's move on to what I think is, I'm going to be very frank and honest, the worst part of the show lah, which is the plot and pacing. So I'm unsure if it is because of the budget, but I felt the entire show was very rushed.
Yes, I don't understand why. I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Like the whole point of it, right, is like you why don't you go first to hear for someone who had never watched this show before?
Okay, so I think that it suffers a bit of the same issue I have with Witcher, where it's like the plot moves all over the place, which I don't like. And then I feel that they did not have time to ground the characters in one static area or something like that lah. Okay, so and then on top of that, because they are rushing through the thing, right, to provide as much exposition as possible, right, I felt that it made the dialogue very ridiculous, or it made the dialogue very bad. To accelerate the plot, right, through the dialogue and then through flashbacks, like for instance, right, Zoro in Zoro in episode 2, right, he's like, oh, Luffy is now my friend. Or like all of a sudden, like this Luffy, I have to take care of this lovable idiot. All of a sudden, it's like it doesn't really make sense. Like why from episode 1, I don't know this stranger. Then number 2, like I'm like gonna go out of my way to save his life. You know what I mean? Is in terms of like storytelling structure, they didn't have time to develop their relationship. So therefore, I don't find this like sort of sudden change in emotion believable lah. Do you know what I mean? Like yeah,
correct.
And then they use the excuse of him being a lovable idiot. It's like, yeah, okay lah. Then for that reason, I have to help him. But I mean, like, that's not something
and that's right. It's because they rush through so much, right? That they missed the entire part. And then they felt like, you should understand that that's the reason why Zoro loved him. But the thing is, like, they never show like the small little bits and pieces of him, how Zoro grew to love Luffy as like a lovable idiot, as a friend. The things he do.
Like, I don't like you. Then it has to be like, I don't like you. Then after I slowly begrudgingly like you.
Yeah, correct.
You're my friend. Yeah, but it's like I felt that it was like from there, then also okay, you're my friend. You know what I mean? It's like yeah. Okay. Also on top of that, I felt that there's a lot of convenient plot devices which I don't like. So it's like, I happen to find this flag, or I happen to capture this person who is linked to this other person. Hence, I create a triangle of different parties suddenly being interlinked. Then after, therefore, it can move the plot forward. So I didn't like that because I felt that it's very like lazy script writing.
Script writing.
Yeah, it's like a lot of Deus Ex Machina is like this convenience will therefore lead me to move the plot forward. Where I don't feel it's organically written or organically moved into a certain direction. I also think, okay, now I'm gonna say my opinion on this Kobe character. Right? I felt his plot in particular is very rushed. How come he randomly becomes the favorite of this like the
guy, right? Yeah. No, and that's the reason why I'm telling you, right? At this point of time, right? Kobe haven't even met Gap yet. In the original series. So it's like, why will you put it there? I don't understand why you bring in Gap and Kobe. I felt like the writer wanted to like give people a mini closure of like what happened to what happens to Kobe, like which like his path moving forward. But I'm like, you don't have to. It's like you want people to fall in love with Luffy and the crew first, then later on, like slightly on moving forward, like a bit, like maybe you do season 2, then like you reintroduce like Kobe, right? Then you can show like flashback of like how that's originally how the series or anime went by.
I agree completely with you. It's like what they should have done is that they should have like maybe the first episode is like you really focus on Luffy and Kobe, their friendship, or like how they like he gets to know him or whatever. Then after that, he makes a decision like, okay, I'm going to go to the Marines or whatever, right? Then you go to the Marines, right? You don't touch this Kobe character until
correct. Yeah. So that's what they do in the series. Yeah.
You want it to be believable that over time, like their mindsets or like their friendship is not. You know what I mean?
Change. No, they both change as people, but end of the day, they remembered that this is my first friend still. Because I already briefly explained, right? When the first time Gap met Luffy, right?
Yeah, correct.
Like they captured him, right? So right after they met Gap, right? That was the very first time, right? They reintroduced back Kobe and the Mempo.
Okay.
The ugly haircut guy.
He comes back like
because like he's now you see a grown up Kobe. Because in the anime, right, Kobe at the start, right, was a lot more loserish and a lot more shorter than Luffy.
Yeah, like a dweeb,
like a dweeb. Yeah, which is okay. Like the character got it sort of right, but like he could be more smaller size and more dweebish. But like I said, I don't know why they fast forward so far ahead, right? Where like I don't understand why is Kobe keep following Luffy. I don't understand. Like what's wrong with this character? Yeah. So that like honestly, right, so when they separate, right, then after that Luffy fought with Kobe, and then Zoro fought with the helm Mempo. Okay. Then after that they were like they own Kobe. Like end of the day they own Kobe and helm Mempo. But now for the first time, right, they put up a good fight. Because Kobe like now cannot ever touch Luffy. You know, like he's like he can't do anything at this stage. He can't do anything to Luffy. So then after that when Gap explain, do you know who this is? Then after that, this is Kobe. Then it's like Kobe. Then after that, they show a flashback of like how this person even met the grandfather. Then Luffy was like Kobe. Then after that, then the Hellman pose like, and you probably remember me. Then everybody's like, who the hell are you? And which is so funny. But so now I don't understand why are they showing, like, why are they spending so much time showing these two characters, right? When they're not even the main cast, you know?
Yes, correct. I agree. Okay, another example of a flashback, right, that I felt I did not like was Zoro's like, flashbacks. Okay, so like they go back to the time when he was like training with another, I can't remember the girl's name the other
Kuina, Kuina,
Kuina, right? In terms of like anime, I don't know whether they did the same thing where he's like climbing up this well and then all of a sudden it's like he flashback to that time. No. They didn't do it right. Okay, so
they did it at a separate time. Yeah.
Okay, so if they didn't do it right, I feel that it's not necessary to put it here because I think that it would have been better if you were to, like, in terms of just character growth, right? If you were to exclude any sort of backstory for Zoro, but show that there is a like something that's pushing him to wanting to be a
correct.
So that when they reveal it in the future next time, right, you'll be like, oh, I understand.
Correct. Like the problem is like, they don't even give a
rushing. I was like, I feel it's not necessary.
I wasn't even. Yeah, correct. The problem is they don't even give a chance for people to be curious. There's no like like a cliffhanger, and there's no like thing like, oh my gosh, why is Zoro like? I wonder what happened. Why Zoro is like wants to be the best swordsman.
Yeah, why does he want to beat this Mihawk so badly? Or
Yeah,
like, why?
So
You know what I mean? Yeah.
during the sword fight, right? Later on, right? Before Mihawk, right, was when they show the
flashback.
if I'm not wrong, a flashback. Yeah, because
Okay.
that would have made the most sense. And the thing is, do you know that they skipped so many fights? And that's the reason why the character development wasn't there. Which I was so angry at. I was just like, what nonsense is this? Why would Sanji want to join Luffy, right? Out of nowhere to go on the all blue. You get what I mean?
Yes, right. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, because the thing is, there is so many times, right, where Sanji probably met someone else who will probably be a more famous pirate or like better pirate, then go somewhere. Why suddenly meet Luffy? Because, right, in the original series, Don Quick, that Mihawk slash, right, in that show, the Don Quick, the bounty guy, right, which you probably don't remember because he only appeared for like 3 seconds in the show. He was one of the villain of the arc. Because in the show, they go by arc.
Okay.
So it's like maybe like 20, 30 episode arc where like they introduce a character, there's a villain, then like they overcome the villain, then after that from there like they grow. Yeah. So in the arc, right, remember the guy who got poisoned, then came down, then they feed him the yes, right?
Yes.
So the original story, let me give you like so that maybe you felt that you have liked the show much better. So in the end, the guy left, he came back with his captain who was Don Quick. Yes, to come back and take over the ship, to like want to steal everything, want to rob the place, want to like take down the kill something like that. I can't really remember exactly what he came back to do lah, but he came back to like destroy everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the reason why, right? Like even Sanji's backstory, right? Like it will be so much nicer, right? Because the thing is, Sanji got super angry because they were trying to destroy a place that Zeph like loved, and this person is his savior. This place is his home. Yeah, and yeah. So then after that, nobody could defeat him. The Don Quick guy.
Okay.
Then after that, Luffy was the one who defeated him. So yeah, so in the original, like even though he always cheats, he put his entire shell is like poison thing, right? Then everybody thought it's like it's possible, but Luffy just using his fist, right, bare fist, he punched through spikes, right, poison spikes, right, and beat the shit out of him, right, because he tells people that you don't treat your nakama that way, and he got angry because the guy, right, like keep hurting his own crew. Yeah. So then after that, he beat. Then after when Sanji saw him treating the family like this, right? Then that's where the respect. Yeah. There was a moment in the series in the anime where you can see like Sanji look at him, right? Just like wow, this is a person that I admire. If the person is always a bumbling idiot, right? Why would I respect this person?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, right. So the thing is,
when I watched the show, right, the whole show I felt that it's like he's a lovable bumbling idiot. The whole show. You know what I mean? Like, it's very few glimpses, but I feel that it's like he's a capable leader. You know what I mean? Like, very.
Yeah.
He's like,
but the thing
he might be caring, but you know what I mean? Like,
correct.
Correct.
At all points of time, right? Like, the reason why people love him, right, is because he's always a bumbling idiot for like majority of a show. But when it truly counts, when everybody gives up and everybody really is done for, right? He comes by, right, and tells everybody like, believe in me. I will take you away. I will make sure it happens. You know, then after he beats, like then he overcomes the impossible. Then after then everybody will like what, like, you know, like this is the person.
That's the reason why he's my leader.
That's the reason why he's my leader, because he can do the impossible. So during this scene, right, can you imagine, right? Mihawk's fight, right, is in during this battle. Like, so that's the reason why I say Mihawk was so much more cooler in the anime, right? It's because when everybody was fighting, suddenly like peace and quiet, everybody stopped. Then there was a ship, like, a throne just suddenly floats in. A throne just floats in. Everyone's just like, oh my gosh, that's Mihawk. That's Hawkeye That's Hawkeye Mihawk. That's Mihawk. Then after that, he's the Shibukai. Like, he's the 7 warlords. Like, you know, he's impossible. Then after that, Zoro got super excited. Like, I challenge you to be. Then after that, he gave up. Then after that, in the end, he got slashed, right? Then he fell into the sea. Then after that, he got pulled out. So this is the part where I say that the reason why I felt Zoro character couldn't show off that emotion, right? Is because this is a point of time, right, that Zoro broke down and cried in the anime.
Yeah, because I could not be the best.
Yeah. Then that's where he lifted up the sword, right, and say, Luffy, I promise you that I will never lose to anyone again. I will never stop until I become the world's best swordsman.
So, okay, so for that reason, I think we can agree that the pacing is a big issue. So like for instance, the fight sequences, they skip over a lot of things.
They skip a lot of things.
And then, therefore, it's like a payout thing. It's like you have to build up the thing for him to get humbled, or like you have to build up the thing. But
Correct.
Accelerated it, then they just stop it.
Yeah,
it's like,
just humble. Then I was just like, okay. What?
Humble for what?
The fight. Yeah. Well, the fight scene was quite cool. But why he raised the sword and promised? For what? I'm just like, wow, what's happening?
Yeah, I just felt very rushed.
Yeah.
I think we can move on to the next part, which also ties into the pacing, okay? Which is the format of the show. So this is an 8-episode format. I think that there are a lot of shows now on Netflix that like use exclusively a 8. Like Stranger Things uses 8 formats, which is technically 8 hours to go and like give you a story tale of this kind of thing. I'm sure, like, now that you said it, right, also based on what I researched, is that the anime moves at a much slower pace. So it can be like 20 episodes of like Luffy stuck in some situation or something like that, right?
No. So for example, right, and at a point of time, right, it's already considered fast. Can you imagine, right, Luffy right now, right, which is, that's the reason why a lot of people like sort of dislike, they like sort of like grow a bit tired from One Piece. It's just because Luffy and gang, right now, right, they're stuck in a place, right, for like over like 80 to 100 episodes.
Huh? So
Yeah.
can't get out of that. Okay.
No, it's like an entire arc. They are in this place for this entire arc, trying to defeat the major villain of this arc. What they're trying to do, right, is so different from the original show, right? Because the original show, they never said that anybody killed anybody, so nobody dies in the show, in the original, the starting. So it's like there's don't even have very little blood scenes. Where there's no even there isn't even a scene where Zoro keeps the head in the back. No such thing in the show.
Yeah,
because it's a kids show, by right, it's a kids show, yeah. So it's very like slash, then the person faints, yeah, faints after getting slashed, yeah. So yeah, but I can tell that the show was the live action was going to be a bit more for older, because they know that all the kids that watch this show grew up, so they become a lot more cooler. Like, you really kill people here, people really die, and everything. So I can understand that point. It's cooler, which is true. It's darker. Yes, Zoro killed the person in the first episode. That was damn cool. Yeah, sure. But then after that, I was just like, but why are you changing the original storyline? Why are you introducing Garp so early? Like the grandfather so early? That's why I like. I find it a bit hard to differ. Yeah, and I feel like one thing is like they could have introduced is in the anime there's always a theme song. It sticks, yeah. Like, so it's like wealth, fame, power. Like, these are the things that the Pirate King promised you. Then after that, straight away it goes to like, it's like a brief introduction of like the Pirate King. That's how theme song. There's a then after you can see Luffy, then after the crew, then on the ship, then it goes and it's like One Piece. I felt like if they did a live action version of that, right, it would be so cool and it would be like so much more nostalgic.
I don't think that it's possible for them to go and do it at the pace that the comic does it, which or the anime is like really too slow already.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. And they probably want to like get things done forward. So for me, right, 8 episodes is too short for this kind of show with that much like exposition or this much content. But I also feel that in a way, I don't want to put it like too long, where it's like maybe like 20 episodes a season. I feel that then you'll get dried up for that lah. So for me, right, like Game of Thrones, they perfected it, I think, the best, because Game of Thrones is full of content, but also they managed to put the whole story within like maybe like 12 to 14 episodes a season lah. So for me, right, in a show like this, it needed that extra like 4 to 5 hours just for character building, sort of relationship building stuff. Okay, so like for instance, right, I wrote down an example like this. Okay, like for instance, I would have made Kobe and Luffy, the relationship, right, episode 1. I will have then introduced Zoro and Nami in episode 2. So it's like they are not involved in the plot at all until the second episode. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
felt
maybe you see them in yeah, no, maybe you see them at the end of episode 1. Then you're curious who they are. Then after in episode 2, they introduce fully. And after that,
Yeah.
there's like a mini arc. Yeah.
Yeah. And then maybe it's like in episode 2, it's like you just focus on how they got together and then how they somehow managed to like bumble into
Yeah,
like
how they in the end fight together, then they escape together. But you can like there's still some problems. They are not friends yet. They are still like struggling. Everybody has their own motive. But Luffy is still being an idiot who believes that everybody's still okay. Yeah. So then episode 3 where they overcome like a main villain.
Duffy, the what's the character's name? Duffy or Buffy or whatever his name? The clown.
Who? The clown. Oh, Buggy.
Sorry.
Buggy. Yeah.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah. So so Buggy, right, is like I will put him as like the third episode. So it's like the first episode. Yeah. So what they did in the show is that in the first episode they squeezed all of that.
Kobe, Alvida, Luffy.
All shoved into the one episode. And then the second episode is already you're introduced to this Buggy character.
Buggy.
Yeah. For that reason, I think that it just needs to slow it down and then like maybe get like 12 to 14 episodes. Like use the 4 hours that you're going to be getting extra, right, to go and create situations where it's like they get to work together.
You really see the bond. Yeah, you really get to see like the bond, like how they get closer, how they overcome things together, and like why they become so tightly knit and they can call themselves family. Because now, like suddenly you just say, oh, these people are family. Then you're just like, huh? Like,
wow, this is not an adoption home, eh?
Yeah.
Like foster care, all my family.
I don't understand.
My overall grading, and then after that, I'll toss it over to you. We're just gonna give it like a grade out of like an A, B, C, like this style of grade lah. I'm gonna give it like a B minus, C plus.
Oh my god, I was thinking the exact same grade, B minus.
Yeah. I think that what they do with the world building is really like amazing lah. Like I really felt like this is a genuinely very difficult thing to do, the world building. But I think for the writing and stuff like that, right, it affects the overall score for me lah. For me, it's a big part of a plot lah. So I can only imagine for you also, like as someone that is like such an anime, like especially a One Piece like lover, right, or the anime like itself lah. So why are you giving a B minus also?
B minus, right, was my highest score, right, that I could force myself to give. But honestly, right, if you give me like a chance, right, honestly for me, right, it's like more towards like a C minus. But honestly, I have to give you, I felt that they have a potential to be A. Like honestly, that's why I felt.
That's the reason why that how to say lah. I
don't want to give you a C because because like it's a mixed feeling. So I don't want to tell you that it's a C because like it has the potential to be A. But the way you're doing this nonsense, right, it makes me want to give you a worse score. But honestly, if I don't know anything about One Piece, I watch the show. Okay lah, I can give you a B minus, a C. I mean a high C.
Yeah lah. It's you focus too much on making it look great that you neglect the content.
The content, yes. Like so what if I'm visually nostalgic, but if I'm visually nostalgic, but then I hear the plot and I feel the plot, I don't even feel invested in the show, right? Then how am I? How do you want me? Like it will make me so much more angrier that I don't get to feel invested in this show.
Overall, if season 2, I hope that what they will do is that they will focus on maybe a one linear story structure. Try not to jump around so much. So then after take your time and then know it's like, okay, like this season we're going to be focusing on this. Then the next season we'll do this. And then hopefully, like I think their end game is like maybe by like season 8 or 9, like it'll be like the end of the series lah. Like you said also, I think we can both agree there's a lot of potential. Just that it just needs to refine it and then get better lah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Any last words, Brendan?
Please do the anime justice. Oda has been writing this for 20 years already.
Yeah. I agree. It's not easy to go and write 20 years into like what? Like eight seasons, like 80 hours and stuff.
But don't rush. Please take your time.
Yeah. Please remember that the focus must be the family and the crew.
The crew, Nakama.
Yeah. You build hopefully, right, because of season 1, they already built the world and established the world, right? They do not feel that they need to rush to establish us in the next season.
Correct, and they got higher budget, so it's like, so then they can properly invest in like having more episodes. Maybe like 12 episodes. Each episode, like they can take a time, have funnier interactions. Yeah.
Okay, Nakama. Okay, B minus. Sorry. That was our review for One Piece Netflix live action series.
Arrgh.
Get out of here!
Oh, look at the time. The Barati is closing. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed the episode, please remember give it a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe. We have episodes that drops every Monday. But in the same time, also, if you're into football, we have the Football Kaki that drops every Wednesday. And also, every Friday, we have our flagship show, the SG Draft podcast that drops every Friday, where both podcasting crews, right, will come together to do a draft every Friday. In the meantime, also, if you're interested in fun tournaments, we have this tournament that goes every week from Monday to Thursday, right? You can head over to our Instagram. We'll be doing something Netflix related. So remember to head over there. Voting opens every Monday at 12 p.m. and then it's a daily thing. So just head over there and vote every day. Okay. We hope that you're all going to enjoy the One Piece Netflix series. But remember, a kopi a day keeps your troubles away.
Come no, pistol! Be my nakama!
Ohana means
Family. Nakama means family. Family means nobody gets left behind.